cheap clothing, and who
Oh,
to
sorry.
talk to, and who to talk to if I'm looking for someone.
Okay, she's well, that's a lot of questions first thing in the morning, dearie. Um she says that both the secondhand tailor as well as might the location of them, they might also be interested in your snake skins depending on the quality of them.
Mhm.
Otherwise there might be somebody at the docks who has use for such an item. She doesn't particularly have any herself, or else she'd be happy to take them off of you. Um, as far as asking about somebody as to where to find somebody, who you would ask for that type of information. Sheriff Hemlock's probably the best place to start. There aren't really a bunch of bounty hunters or anything like that in town, so the sheriff might be the best person to give you a clue as to if you're trying to look for somebody. He tries to keep tabs on most people that are in town.
All right. Well, sit. How do I wanna? Okay. Um, I'm gonna just say to her, "Thank you so much. If I may, how much would breakfast be?"
She lets you know that the guard from last night, also paid for breakfast this morning, for each of you.
Poor soul. Perfect.
So it won't quite be the feast that last night was, but it should get you on your way today.
Fantastic. That sounds delicious. May I just set up at a table then?
Certainly, she'll escort you over to a table, same table that you guys were at last night. You can see that there's um the table doesn't look much worse for wear, except for at the end that Forrest was sitting at. There's some scratches and some dents where he may have, been a little overly anxious to get some food in his mouth. But everything else looks in good shape.
Thank you so much. I'm sure it will be delicious. Just if you ever see anyone who looks a bit like me, another pixie, please let me know.
Okay. She kind of gives you a nod and says that shouldn't be too difficult to see or to recognize. We don't get many pixies in this town, but I'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you.
Yep, guess I get up, go down, sit at the table too. Wait for breakfast.
Is Damage talking or is his microphone just
That
I
is
think it's his
background noise
background
that we're
noise,
now
yeah.
hearing.
Okay.
Weren't hearing earlier, but are now hearing.
That's odd.
Okay. Trion Toxie.
I'd go down and join them.
Sure.
Okay. You go down. You see each other coming out from opposite sides of the room. Everybody's there, except Rose. And Forrest is nowhere to be seen. But you see everybody else from the night before. Well, I guess everybody kind of walks down the hallway together, and then they see Danny at the table. She's already got a small little, pixie-sized plate of food, and appears to be enjoying it thoroughly.
Right. We got, what, 6 days left till festivities?
Mm-hmm.
Want to look into making some coin in the meantime? See what's happening around here?
All right. So there's really, if you guys want, and this is where it could be a little difficult if the desires of the group diverge, right? It's very easy to just fast forward time. right? If that's what you want to do, wait till the day of the. If you just want to hang around, wait for the day. You guys can roll if you want to try and make money, you can roll whatever skill it is that you're trying to make money with, and we can just resolve that and be at the day of the festival. That's relatively easy. Or you can, choose to try and actually use that time. It's completely up to you guys.
Well, I might take my hand at crafting a few items here.
Yeah, I'm still like.
When you're talking about the earned income, you're talking about the income table on 236, right?
Sure.
That's just kind of like a crafting roll, right? Because I was trying to figure out how.
Yeah. So basically, the DC is what you're looking at, right? And you're all well. I would imagine that you're trained at this point, so you're gonna try and do a task level, you know, around level 5 or 6 to actually make some money.
Okay. And that roll is for like the whole day, right?
What I'd do is I'd give you, 5 rolls to try and make it, and however many rolls you are successful, then those are the number of days that you're able to find work with it.
Okay. Well, I think before doing that, if people don't mind, just like I would just have a couple of errands I would want to run in the town before if people want to fast forward time, I'm fine with that.
I was just gonna do some crafting for like some alchemy and stuff. But...
Okay, you should be able to prepare whatever alchemical things that you need to do. What are the errands that you want to run, Elaine?
Well, I wanted to ask Bethany directions to the tailor shop she mentioned, where I might be able to sell the Bethania. Yes. Yeah. And then I wanted to go talk to the sheriff.
Okay, so she gives you directions to the tailor. If you head there, the tailor kind of looks at these and maybe she could potentially use them for a pair of boots, or some wrappings of more of a show piece. And so she's willing to. How many do you have?
I think I grabbed 2 snakes, but they were
Okay.
relatively large snakes, were they not?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she'll give you 5 silver per, so you can you can earn a gold by selling them.
All right. Did she have anything in the shop? One sec, let me find this. Something like explorer's clothing where it won't.
Yeah, she says it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare that somebody of your stature comes in, but there's the occasional gnome traveler, if you will. So she might have something in the back, and she'll go to the back and come back not long after, and is able to find it looks almost like a play costume for a child, but it does have legitimate explorer's clothing quality. And whatever
better
that
than the rags I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. May I ask you, where would I find the sheriff this morning?
She lets you know that the sheriff's almost always at the barracks.
Perfect.
Or the garrison, excuse me. Yeah.
How much will the clothes cost me?
Whatever adventurer's clothes are in the guide.
Let me see.
or you said explorer's clothes?
Yeah, I've got them open.
Uh,
One silver piece, it looks
Yep.
like.
Yep.
Okay, that works. So 9 silver pieces I net gain then. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So you wanted to head to the garrison then?
Yes, was it this one or this one? I forget.
Neither. It's this one here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you head up to the garrison. You do get a couple looks from the people in town as their days are beginning. It is clear that there's curiosity looks more than anything. But nobody attempts to stop you or ask you any questions. A couple kids might come, running up and pointing, and maybe a couple giggles. But nothing seems nefarious or anything like that. Um,
When the kids
and
run up, can I wiggle my ears at them?
Sure, sure. That elicits some more giggles. Um, the garrison is one of the more sturdy buildings in town. And at the front there's a 2 guards stationed.
I'm going. Danny's gonna approach a guard and say, "Hello, sir. Mighty tall, aren't you? Can I ask, is there someone I can talk to about? I'm looking for someone who looks a mighty lot my oh my god, who looks a mighty lot like me."
The guard gives you a similar sort of response that the tailor did, in the sense that if somebody like you were in town, that they'd be pretty easily recognizable. But then he's happy to go get the sheriff for you to talk to, and one of the guards goes into the garrison and comes back. I don't. Yeah, you didn't meet that Sheriff Hemlock yet, but comes back with a stern, clearly veteran man in Sheriff Hemlock. Um, and he says that Jeffrey here has informed me that you're on the lookout for somebody that looks like you. Um, there haven't been any pixies that have visited Sandpoint to his knowledge. And if there were one, he would certainly know about it.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you. I'm staying at the inn with my friends. If my name is Donnie, if you see anyone who matches that description, she'll have a pair of little wings on her back. Would you please let me know?
Or if you're comfortable, I will just send her to the inn.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And I guess from there, I suppose, should I ask him about like if there's anyone who needs like handicrafts? Like
Um,
if I want to make some money?
it depends on what it is that you're looking to make or do.
Well, I have the crafting skills, so I thought that might be a way to make money.
Yeah, I mean it's a matter of like, okay, if you want to, excuse me. Normally, crafting doesn't just give you like general crafting to be able to do whatever you
Mhm.
want. There's a, depending on what your character's is as far as a specialization or anything like that, it would be as simple as, okay, and it's really, to me, um, I don't have a problem, again, because the earned income here is you're not going to sit here and be rich, right?
Mhm.
Um, Especially at level 1. So it's really more about, okay, I'm going to try and find work in town, and rather than knowing specifically, maybe you find work from several different people. I don't think it's particularly compelling gameplay to walk through that whole thing.
Mhm.
So it's just like, if you want to use the next 6 days to try and earn some money, we'll just roll some dice and see how well of a job you do.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. So anybody who is trying to use their crafting or crafting skill to create, or to make some money over the next 6 days, go ahead and roll whatever skill it is that you're trying to use.
Oh, when I meant crafting, I meant like I wanted to actually like craft a potion
I understand. Yep.
or
No,
elixir.
is there actually a role involved in that for you, or is that just part of your class skill?
Uh, I'm double checking that right now.
Because in most times when there is a crafting component that's attached to a specific class, it's just you just need the downtime and or the recipes slash ingredients in order to be able to do it, and you are considered proficient enough to be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and make money, that's something else entirely.
Well, for now, I think I'm just gonna try and craft some, just for personal use.
Okay.
I don't know how long that takes. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, I'm sure it's not more than a day. I mean, you should have plenty of opportunity to craft whatever you need. Anybody else?
You just want one roll, right?
You can roll 5 times.
Okay.
Okay.
I like the
All
part
right.
where you started with the highest roll and then just got progressively worse.
Yeah. So we'll call it 1 gold for the week that you were able to make.
Okay. Well, I want to get at least one antidote and one eagle eye. You said we were doing one a day?
Well, I guess I don't know what is your what class are you?
I'm a rogue, but I have alchemical crafting because I'm trying to get towards a specific subclass.
Okay.
Um,
So you have
Oops. Ignore that.
4 common first level items in your formula book. You
Yeah.
have recorded those?
yeah. You should be able to view them. Right now I have Lesser
Okay.
Blight Bomb, Lesser Antidote, Lesser Eagle Eye, and Arsenic.
Okay. Okay. So you should be fine in just you should be able to craft those if you want. Essentially, the way that I understand that works is like, okay, I'm spending you know, an hour or something like that to craft something, and then if you like, it would just be like rolling it until you got it done, type of a thing. Which, again, I don't particularly think that that's interesting.
Fair enough.
But I think it's more of like, okay, in 5 days, you could certainly be able to craft 2 of each of those if that's what you wanted to do.
Like, in 5 days? 2 of each?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've just, giving it a. I mean, if you want to actually roll it, you can feel free to, but normally crafting an item, it's like there's a difficulty based on the item level, and then it's based on your crafting, and then it's whether or not you've got any talents. But at this point, you're just level 1, so you can't spend. I'm sure that you can't craft 10 potions in a day
Yeah,
at level 1.
probably not.
You know what I mean?
Might ruin the game.
Right. Yeah. It'd just be kind of silly, right? So
Okay.
normally, so what's the name of the potion that you're trying to craft?
I have Eagle Eye, Lesser Eagle Eye, Lesser Antidote, and then I was gonna make a Lesser Blight Bomb as well. I don't think I need to poison anyone soon, so gonna leave that off the table for now.
You might be needing that more than you think.
Uh-oh. So should I just make
Oh, you must
Some
spend
of
4
each.
days at work, at which point you can attempt a craft
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright
so it
then.
is 4 days. Yeah, so this is just to craft one item. You must select. You must meet the following requirement. The element is your level or lower. The item that doesn't. Let's say level 0. A level is level 0. You have the formula for the item. You have appropriate set of tools. In many cases, a workshop. For example, you need access to a smithy forge, metal shield, or an alchemist lab to produce alchemical items. You must supply raw materials worth at least half the price of the items. You always expend at least that amount of raw materials when you craft successfully. If you're in a summit, you can usually spend currency to get the amount of raw materials you need, except in the case of rare precious metals. You must spend 4 days at work, at which point you attempt a crafting check. The GM determines the DC of the craft. The item based upon its level, rarity, and other circumstances. So yeah. So this is, I'm assuming, a level 0 task? Or is it level 1?
I don't think there are any level 0 potions.
Okay, so we'll call it level 1.
So
Go ahead and
level
roll
1.
your crafting check.
Crafting. There we go. I assume I'm not getting any modifiers. Oh. Well.
And that would be a failure.
All right then.
So you expend whatever half the amount of money that it costs.
Mm-hmm. Oof. All right then.
Okay.
That hurts.
Any other crafting?
That was 4 days, you said?
Yep.
All right. I think at this point, I'm just gonna try and make some cash on the side for a day or two, or however long it was.
Okay.
I'm gonna use what I'm good at. I'm gonna thieve.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So you're gonna try and steal some stuff?
Yeah.
Oh god.
So nonchalantly.
Okay.
You know, just casually.
Where do you want to try and steal from?
Well, I assume that, I don't want to be near the barracks.
It's the best place to steal from.
Nobody's expecting it. Exactly.
Oh, well, I mean, there we go. Yeah, just nonchalantly walk up to the barracks. Hey, guys, how's it going? Just steal their shit.
Well, tell me what kind of thieving activity you want to do. Is this
Just like
general
just
pickpocketing?
pickpocketing, yeah.
A little burglary, breaking and entering.
A
What's
little
the
B&E.
Ooh, B&E.
What-
That
which
might be a
one-
little bit more
yeah.
involved than I thought. Yeah, just pickpocketing.
All right, give me a stealth roll.
Stealth.
I mean, you want to give me
Alright.
an acrobatics roll? I mean,
No. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Okay. And give me a deception roll.
Deception. Oh boy.
Yep.
My deception.
Gotta be able
is
to make an
terrible.
excuse as to why you're just skulking around.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take that.
Excellent. You manage to steal 5 gold worth of items. Unfortunately, because they're stolen, you can only sell them for about 2 gold. So
I get my money back. I'm okay with that.
you get 2 gold.
All right. That's yeah.
Some high tension there with those stealth and deception rolls. What is that? 17? Okay, and a 17. Oh boy. You got real lucky there. That's
Yep.
good.
It's gonna get us kicked out of town.
Yeah, you gotta get some deception skill up, man. I'll tell you what.
I mean, I assumed it would have been associated with my thievery, which is +7, but I mean,
Okay. All right.
it's why I didn't put it into deception.
What skills can you actually use to earn income? I know you can't use all of them because there's a feat that lets you use diplomacy.
Yeah, there's certain ones that you can use. So if you look at earn income,
Earn income doesn't really say anything.
Typically,
It just says
crafting, lore, or
can be
performance. It just says you have to be trained in it.
So for the most part, right? Like if you can make a argument to me that I buy with a particular skill, I'll think about like what you could do, right? But you've got to, that's where it comes to you, where it's like, okay, well, I've got performance. I'm going to go and I'm going to be a dancer at a nightclub, or I'm going to go and I'm going to, like if Cadence was here, he's a bard, right? Decent chance he could do one of two things relatively easily. Number one, he could just perform on the streets, see what people would pass by and just toss him some stuff. Or he could go to one of the local inns and try to, contract himself out for the week, right? As a healer,
I'm going to sell my body
okay,
in a way
yes,
by giving
God.
theme park attraction rides to all the children in the bay on the back of a giant sea tortoise.
So
Wow.
performance.
okay,
Ooh, okay, novelty.
okay. So after the first like 3 or 4 children, they all come back and give you a perfectly average review, and so you don't really get a lot of attraction past
Well,
that.
Rose is my partner though, and she's
Oh.
going to be
I see.
hyping up the
Okay.
experience. And she's gonna
Okay.
be like, you want him to do a trick?
I'm sorry, not a good voice.
They
Try
brought
again.
out.
You can do better.
If you want to see him do a trick,
it
it's
is.
gonna be 10 gold.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, gold.
Wow, Rick,
Ah.
they're
That's
Making
a
these
lot.
people even poorer.
Yeah, geez, come on, man. You gotta. I mean, shoot for the moon, you might get the star, whatever. But like, or shoot for the stars, you get to the moon, whatever it
Waiting
is.
for some random
Uh,
nobility kid to come by and be like, "Yeah, I want to do that."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you really want to try for 10 gold? Is that what you want to try for?
Let's aim a little lower than that.
Okay.
Let's go like 5 gold. And it's gonna be like
That's a
it's gonna be
ton.
like it's still a ton. But it's like a pool. It's like not one kid has to give me 5 gold.
Okay.
It's gonna be like a pool, like
Like
hey,
a couple
yeah,
couple
here's
copper, you mean?
If we get enough donations, he'll do a trick.
All right. So, private room, bed for 2. Okay. So lodging extravagant suite for 6 is 10 gold a day. So that's roughly, you got to figure that's like a penthouse, hotel type of situation.
Because I have no clue about
And you're asking for
society.
half that amount of money.
Because I have no clue
Yeah, but
about
Rose does.
society,
She's your
I'll
partner.
do it. I'll do it for whatever.
Okay. So I think
But-
probably 2 gold's going to be a more realistic number, right? And go ahead and you can have Rose roll a diplomacy check to see if she's able to, and maybe a performance. I don't know if she's skilled in performance, but depending on how much she wants to embellish her speech versus, okay. I mean, that's kind of okay. So the kids barter with Rose after a while, and she comes over to you and whispers that, she was able to get up to 1 gold and 2 silver. But they're not willing to go more than that.
I'm going to do a trick. And now I have to find a trick that a sea tortoise can do.
Okay.
Do a
I
barrel
know what
roll.
Do
A
a barrel
barrel
roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I'm
Now, are you
going
going
to tuck my giant sea tortoise legs in to the shell, and I'm gonna start swaying back and forth in the water,
Okay.
and ever so slightly, I'm gonna start dipping more and like tipping over more and more and more until I splash over, and it causes a decent wave, and all the kids start, woo, yeah.
Now, show me where it is that you're doing this activity. You said in the bay. I just want to make sure that I understand where it's happening.
I guess like
Okay.
over here, maybe like
Sure.
near the embankment or
So you
something.
begin
or
your
over
little.
here or something.
Well, wait, no, but that's not the bay. We're gonna have it happen where you said the first time, right?
Oh,
And so you begin your little activity.
I just ruined the harbor, guys.
You, as you get ready, you're feeling so proud of yourself. You're like, this is gonna be the day that those children remember for the rest of their lives. Oh, how right you are. As you do your final flip and you kind of come crashing down, you've miscalculated the water displacement that your shell is able to produce, and you see that you've created sort of a mini tsunami that's making its way to the docks where all the kids are lined up to look at you, and you kind of watch in
It's a
horror as
splash zone. Everyone loves the splash zone.
the problem is that there's no, you're doing the splash zone in a non-OSHA, regulated area, and the wave hits the docks with such force that 3 of the a dozen children or so that were gathered there end up falling into the water.
Shallow, right?
Let's have Rose make an athletics check to see if she's able to
Oh.
grab one.
Boy.
Deep enough for the boat, so I don't think it's shallow.
This is a dock, man.
Oof.
Oh boy. So Rose ends up getting pulled in as she tries to desperately grab one of the children. She ends up getting, one of the other kids is trying to grab her at the same time, and they both pull her into the water, and so she's just soaked there in the water, desperately trying to get the children up to, one of the ladders that the dock hits. The rest of you are just, I guess, staring, gawking at this.
We're there. I thought we were all still.
I don't know. I don't know if he lets you in on his little plan here or not. But
I'm using the
going on?
distraction to pick people's pockets, guys.
If I heard this was going on, I'd be leaning up against a building somewhere, just watching it.
Okay, fair enough.
Most of us are planning to be doing things during this week, so they wouldn't
That's
be
fair.
able to just stand around.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. All right, Lep. Wait, who was it? Why am I not seeing? Somebody said that they were going to try and use the distraction to steal stuff.
Oh no! I'm already pickpocketing for the week. I just assumed that this was part of it.
You can use your thievery here. You're going to try and steal from the kids, or you're going to try and steal from Rose and Damage?
I just meant like the people gawking at the spectacle, not necessarily.
Okay, but
I'd feel bad
saying
for
you could-
stealing from kids. Okay.
you could feign going up to help the children and palm the collection that Rose and Damage had done at the same time, right? You're like, oh, let me help you. And
You know
then
what? If my GM is prodding me to do this, I'll fucking do it. All right.
I'm not prodding anything. I'm just telling you about the cornucopia of options that you have in front of you right now, as there are children currently drowning in the bay, and you're looking at it from a business perspective. So that's all.
The money must have been washed away when they fell into the ocean.
Were you there, Chion?
No,
Okay.
I'm just making an observation.
Oh, he's saying that the amount of money, the money that they is probably at the bottom of the bay someplace. Oh, again, great.
Yeah, of course.
Great
It was
options.
taken out with the with the water.
Yeah. So what would you like to do there, Blizz?
Oh God.
Are you looking at onlookers or your fellow adventurers?
I should have went with my other trick. I had another trick I was gonna do with Shion.
I mean, I'd feel bad if I'm stealing
Barrel
from the
roll.
people that I just escaped with, so definitely not.
That's
that.
not a barrel roll. What are you talking about?
That's
All right,
exactly what a barrel roll is. You roll over. That's a barrel roll.
You're gonna steal from these innocent bystanders.
Yep.
Have you never played Star Fox?
Okay.
All right, thievery it is. All right, let's hope this doesn't go poorly. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you use the distraction to your benefit, and you're able to pick out a particularly worried woman who's screaming that my baby's in the water, and you go over and just put your arm around her and kind of console her and be like, "Don't worry, we'll take care of your baby. Don't worry. Which one is it?" And you ask her to point out, and as she's pointing out, you take that opportunity to kind of reach in to her purse, and you pull out the entirety of her life savings, which is
Oh
3
God.
gold.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that sounds about right for.
This is not a rich town.
Nope, not at all.
They gave us like 5 gold each for taking a box from one place to another.
Those were the merchants. This is just some poor lady who didn't have anything to do but take her kid down to the docks to see a turtle show, and now she's gonna be not only a widower, but she's gonna be she's watching her only child drown.
She points it out. I feel bad enough for like, okay, I'll go help the kid.
Is this it? Is that you're gonna pull out the 3 gold and be like, lady, what are you doing with your money?
No.
Make smarter investments.
Yeah.
God.
Maybe you shouldn't have had a kid after all. You certainly can't afford one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Liz, how are you saying these things?
No.
Oh, woman.
Oh man, I mean,
right.
it's just this is all internal monologue, guys. This isn't happening.
Right.
Oh, is the GM just our internal monologue? That makes a lot more sense.
I guess so.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, three gold I'll take from this poor woman. All right. Well, it's already done.
good. It's done. It's on the character sheet. There's nothing to be done about it at this point. Okay. So, all right. Damage. Are you trying to save the children? Re-drown them?
Oh my God.
Read them?
Well, it does match up with his actions so far.
Yeah. Do you want to save Mar first, or I'm sorry, Rose first, or?
Rose is an adult. She can save herself.
Okay,
I
fair enough.
will save. I don't think children are in that much danger, but I will save them.
Well, there's at least 2 that don't know how to swim, judging by how they're flailing around.
Yes, I will make an attempt to save them.
Hold on for just a second. One second. I think I have.
I don't know. Maybe if my attempt fails, it'll make it worse. Maybe I should just slink away under the waves.
Hold on. There we go.
If you're still transformed, can't you just like lift them up on your back?
Yeah. I
He
might
has
damage
fins.
the
I don't think he has
docks.
opposable thumbs.
There we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, okay.
Some woman hysterical in the background.
Ah, there they are.
Oh,
The
Okay.
children are just screaming. Help me! Help me, Mr. Turtis! Help
Oh my
me!
God. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna go under the waves and slowly rise to shore with
Okay.
children on my back.
Okay. All right. So you're able to, I'm imagining all this is taking place like in this area here, right? Most of the kids were on this long dock, and your wave hit them and pushed them into this area here, and so you're able to kind of get in there, and the kids are relieved, but still clearly very upset.
And then Rose is gonna come in like, oh, it's okay. I know it was scary, but it wasn't that neat. Now you're on a giant sea tortoise. Yay! Ha 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 ha.
Okay. So go ahead and
She's gonna try and
give me a diplomacy check.
Let's see. Did I get deafened?
No.
Nope,
she'll
you're
hear
here.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I was just letting Mar know what you were doing with her character. So, okay, yeah. So again, most of the parents are displeased with you. Several of them asked for their money back.
Understandably so.
To where at the end you realize that you're left with about 4 silver.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then
I'd say that's a very good outcome given what just transpired. So
What could have happened?
And then Mars would be like, "Do kids like
Rose.
bubbles?"
First of all,
Yeah, Rose.
if you're gonna do it in
Rose.
Rose, there you
My
go.
name is Rose. Not
Oh,
Mar. I don't
God.
know what Mar is. It sounds like a bad pastry.
Okay, so what
Do
is Rose
kids
gonna
like-
say?
Do kids like bubbles?
Okay.
Oh my god.
The
Oh,
kids,
no.
you hear the screaming as they run away in terror. It's clear that you're proposing another trick, and they're worried that somehow you're going to put them in a bubble and send them up over the, over the city, and potentially have them come crashing down. So, most of the kids end up running away at this point.
Well, the next trick was very cool, so you're a loss.
Oh my god.
Okay. Xian, I think you and Cal, the two of you were the only ones. And if you just want to chill, that's totally fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not skipping over you.
I'll go ahead and just use crafting to try and earn income for the week.
Okay.
So let's.
I wanted to try.
You wanted what?
I wanted to see if there was anyone who could help me learn a spell in the town.
Oh, so
Oh.
you need somebody to help you learn a spell?
Yeah, if I want to learn a new one, I either have to have like a scroll with the spell or someone who already knows.
What spell are you trying to learn?
I just wanted to learn the shield cantrip.
Oh, I can teach you that. I know how to do that.
Oh,
Well, there you go.
that
Xian,
works.
you did a great job, and you earned. Let's see, 4.5 gold for the week.
Nice. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all the
Unfortunately,
spells,
some of your gold earned was treating the wounds of the children that damage had
Oh my
hurt
God.
earlier in the week.
They had no
I-
wounds.
I
They
don't
were
need to use money for
fine.
that. I can just touch them and it'll be better.
Okay.
You said
Well,
four
some of the
silver?
parents just insisted.
I cast level 3 heal. They all instantly become miraculously healed. It doesn't cost money.
Mhm.
But it's a skill
You
you,
said,
have. They feel bad if
You
they
said
don't pay you.
me and Rose got 4 silver. Was that each or total?
No, that's total.
So Mar now. So Rose now has 4 silver.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I
Xian,
need
so
to
you
add
cast level 3 healing, and you are now worshipped by the children as a small
saw that
healing
coming.
god.
Oh god.
They follow you around for the rest of the week. They've
They also
Isn't
Generated
generated
Blondie
songs
about
in
the
your
same
glory.
height as a lot of the little children?
As you walk around the village for the rest of the week, you see that they
One
put
of them
little,
tries to take him home.
little effigies of you in their windows.
Oh my
Did they give
god.
him little trinkets?
Yeah, there's just little Blondie trinkets that the kids use as like trading cards that go back and forth now. So
When I have free time, maybe I'll craft some of them little items while crafting.
okay, fabulous. Okay. So that was Lap. So Xian, you're able to teach Lap the spell. Yes.
I'm not really sure how it works, but I know the spell, and theoretically you can learn spells from other people that know the spells, so...
Yeah, I don't
supposedly,
know about learning spells. That's a new one for me, so that's different. That's why divine
wait.
casters are the best.
What
Let me look it
tradition
up.
is your shield cantrip? Are you divine?
Probably.
I thought you were a cult.
He's an
think I would-
oracle, isn't he?
I'm
Oh,
definitely
so-
not... I'm definitely not a cult. Maybe.
Okay.
Let me check.
I know his divine
I
lance
think-
is divine.
Spells... Shield. Yeah, it's divine.
I think I might need to learn from someone who knows the arcane version.
Is there a difference? Hold on, I'm still looking up this learn a spell thing.
But
Page-
it says you gain access to a new spell of your tradition from someone. who knows that
307,
spell.
right?
Yeah, but it's the same spell even if it's from multiple traditions.
So it's the shield? That's abjuration. Isn't it?
No, like arcane, divine, occult.
So it's called the
primal.
tradition, right? So abjuration or whatever is and I think that they've kind of done away with that in 2E, but I could be wrong. But basically, rather than having like a spell have a school, it has a tradition, right? And so like multiple traditions can have the same spell.
Yeah.
It's like what are you learning? Like what is the force that you're tapping into in order to be able to, access the magic of the spell, right? So with shield, right, it makes sense that it's going to be. This is wonderful timing on this music. It's going to make sense that you could, mystically, right, through, primal, right? That's one that, like, all of Danny's spells are primal spells. So she's, like, using I'm assuming that forests are primal as well. Where they're, like, using the spirit of the earth in order to tap into magic. Whereas, in Blondie's case, there's some sort of divine connection to the magical realm that's allowing them to cast spells. And then you have the arcane, which is more of the learned, book reading, Harry Potter type stuff. And then there's occultism, to where it's more of like a, rituals and I think the occultism stuff tends to have darker origins.
So yeah, you should still be able to learn shield from me.
What's that?
So yeah, you should still be able to learn shield from me.
Well, is yours divine?
It is.
I thought he said he needed to have it be arcane.
You just need to have it on your spell list. You don't have to learn it from someone with the same spell list, from what I can see here.
Okay.
Yeah, the description says you gain access to a new spell of your tradition from someone who knows that spell. It doesn't really say they need to be in the same
So you're kind of teaching him the mechanics of the spell, and then he's able to tap into, whatever your, arcane thread of the magical weave that is the tapestry of the world. You're able to kind of tap into that and get access to it that way.
It does require a DC check, and it does also cost 2 gold, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it then. It's his DC, I'm assuming, not yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to go out into the town and find someone who knows the spell, like to make connections or something, I'm definitely okay with that, of course.
I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference.
Use the skill corresponding to your tradition.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Arcana, I assume, for Arcane.
Yeah.
That works. Oh, and I think that halves the cost if it's a critical success.
Oh, did you roll a 20?
Expend half the materials and learn the spell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Nice, so it's only 1 gold then.
Fantastic.
All I wanted to do for the week, so I'm good.
Okay. Cal.
Been looking at like the options for downtime. There's not much I can do.
Yeah, I don't have any skills for making money. So
I don't have any skills for making money that I'm trained in.
I'd say probably your best bet, if you wanted to try, would be to offer, work as a deckhand for the week. Loading and unloading ships. You've made some inroads with the, with the foreman there already. You haven't tried to drown any little children, and so you'll probably still be accepted as, being able to do that. You probably get a gold for the entire week.
I will say, haven't tried to drown anybody that they know of.
That they know of. Yep, exactly. So if you wanted to do that, you'd get a gold for the week.
Yeah, I'd be okay doing that.
Okay. So I really, with being down 3 characters, I'd really prefer if we waited until, if Mars' entrance is imminent, I would kind of like to wait until she got here to pick up.
We're missing 4.
Cadence, Zave,
Mar,
Sabina,
Zaven, yeah, where's Zaven?
good question. I was thinking about that. I was like, where
I
is
mean,
Xavier?
it's
Slept in, probably.
whatever. Yeah, hold on for just a second. Let me. So Zaven. So let's try and get him.
Yeah, we're missing Zaven. Cadence is out today. Sabina had to go.
Right. So but the people that were so it's Sabina. Yeah. So okay. So it is 4, right? So Sabina, Mar, and Cadence, and then Zaven's the one that I had missed. So
8:30 currently over there. So
okay.
Hopefully, it
So
wasn't
let's
trying to
give
nap.
him probably. Or he might have thought that it started at 2:30, like what we did last week. So
Yeah, maybe we should pin the official start time or something.
yeah, I'm fine with that. So what I would like to do is say that this is day 6, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the tomorrow is the actual festival, but on uh day oh yeah, okay. So before Mar gets here, damage. How do you want to handle her relationship with the guard
Oh,
Oh dear.
with
Poor
Giovanni?
guard.
He is,
Broke.
made several attempts to see her throughout the week.
poor
Just
fool.
not anything like he's not asking for dates or anything like that. Just or at least not like alone dates. But he hasn't offered to, feed the half the village again. Um, but he's clearly been interested in on several occasions either showing her around town, um, talking about his history, the history of the town, and making introductions to people throughout town, those types of things. How you want to handle that?
Is there anything that he would have explained to us that is noteworthy?
I'm sorry, is this Rose I'm talking to, or is this Damage that I'm talking?
This is
I think this is out of character talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you just
That's
said
still
that
no fun.
he's been. You just said that he's been showing us around town.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, did he make like any mention about the old lighthouse or anything
Yeah, so
that would?
Yeah. So he does seem semi fascinated with the old light. I believe is what it's called. He talks about how hold on for just a second. I want to pull this up. I'm on the wrong page. Okay, I think this is the right one. Yes. So okay. Yes, the old light. And he talks about there's lots of different rumors surrounding the old light and what it is. The runes were there, when the founding of the town went up, and so nobody knows for sure. There is a gentleman. I don't have his name. I will get it for you here in just a second, but I want to give you some brief overview stuff before I get into specifics. Oh, do I have it here actually? Yes, Brodert Quint, Quink, Quink, Brodert, Brodert. So Brodert Quink. He's a sage of Sandpoint. He
Hey,
is
Dave.
Azabe. He goes against the common wisdom that believes that it was a lighthouse, and he actually believes that it was in fact an ancient war machine capable of producing, a massive font, excuse me, of fire over long distances.
One second, just finishing the notes.
Sure. He we'll bring you up to speed here in just a second, Save. He tells you about the island that's just off. I actually don't know if it's this island or if it's a different island. The one that's on the map or if it's actually off the map. I think it's. Oh, is that it? Yes. So the peninsula up there, right to the north, that has sort of like a cliff that goes all the way around it. That is called Chopper's Isle, and it's named after one.
I assume it's named after Chopper.
It is named after Chopper.
Actually, it was
but
named after Isle.
Isle, right?
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. My
The
bad.
choppiness is for the
waves.
yeah, right. The way that the
It's
huge
really
here it is.
cold.
It's a small tidal island just north of Sandpoint's Old Light. Is also known as Soot's Rock, from the name of its first, last, and only residents, Jarvis Soot. Yes. So he tells you, because he gets the idea that you kind of like some true crime stuff, right? Might be into a little true crime because you express some interest in it. That Soot was actually outed as a mass murderer that they
Damn.
called the Chopper. And the citizens of Sandpoint ripped out the stairs that had been built for Soot years earlier and burned down his house. Today, the steep cliffs must be climbed to get on or off the island. So Jarvis, um, several years ago, made his intentions clear to build a home on the island just north of the Old Light. Locals in Sandpoint paid him no mind. Jarvis had already garnered something of a reputation as an eccentric for his one-man crusade to carve depictions of birds on every deserving building in town. Soot never made a carving without securing permission, but his incredible skill made it a given that if Soot picked your building as a site for his latest project, you would seize the opportunity. Sporting a Soot soon grew to be something of a bragging point, and Jarvis eventually extended his talent to include ship figureheads and even carriages. Those who asked or tried to pay him for his skill were rebuffed, Soot telling him, "There ain't no birds in the woods for me to set 'em free." And he would go his way. Soot often wandered the streets for days before noticing a hidden bird in a fence post, lentil, steeple, or doorframe, and securing permission to release it with his trusty carving knives. Soot's excuse for wanting to move to the Isle seemed innocent enough. The place was a haven for local bird wildlife, and his claim of wanting to be with the birds seemed to make sense. So much, in fact, that the Guild of Carpenters, with whom Soot had maintained friendly competition for years, volunteered to build a staircase free of charge along the southern cliff face so that Soot could come and go from his new home with ease.
This guy's dead, right?
That yes. Well, so is Rose interested in hearing more about Jarvis? Soot?
Rose is very interested.
Oh, now is she flirting with him to get him to give more? Or
No,
is she,
she's not. She's not. I wouldn't say she's flirting, but
But she's-
she's enthralled by the story. She wants to
I
know
see.
where it leads.
Okay. So unknown to Sandpoint's residents, Soot's decision was not an idle one. One day, when scavenging for wood, he found a strange statuette of a bird-faced winged man. You would not know who that was. Although I guess any of you can anybody who wants to roll an occultism check can do
Are we
that.
there at the time?
No, this is just the two of them, but I'm assuming that Rose will report back with a full.
Yes, Rose
Okay,
will reveal
so
this.
when she does that, you can.
Oh well, I guess Rose
Let's see.
would be the only one doing occultism right now.
No.
Or would all of us? Okay.
This description is sufficient to potentially key somebody in. Okay. So Zaven's able.
that didn't
I'm
work.
sorry, Gib is able to identify
Whoa.
the.
I don't know what just happened. My game just kind of bugged out.
Well, the
you
first
just
one
rolled
was good.
4
You
different
rolled
occultism
3
checks.
times.
Full
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you definitely don't know what it is, but Gib
What?
is.
I rolled a
Well, I guess you got
21.
to. The first one was. Well, when you roll 3 times, one of them's going to be decent.
But the first one wasn't good.
The
But
first
Gib
one
is
was a 21.
Sure. But Gib is able to recognize the bird-faced winged statue as potentially the demon lord Pazuzu. This statue was buried on the isle and washed out Sandpoint after erosion caused it to tumble into the sea. Soot discovered that his ability to see birds trapped in wood was enhanced by the statue and built his new house on the island. Above the shrine... Oh, never mind. So for 15 years, Soot lived on the island. His trips into town grew less and less frequent, making it something of an event when he chose a building to host a new Soot. In 4702 AR, amid a terrible time that would become to known as the Late Unpleasantness, the town's local serial killer called Chopper took
Just
the
a
life.
local serial killer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's where they were. Took the life of the sheriff, Casp Everton, in a dark alley. When the town guard found the sheriff dead with another victim several minutes later, they were able to follow the bloody trail left by the killer, a trail that led straight to the stairs of Soot Rock. Now, it's clear that Giovanni here is trying to make it seem as though he was part of the team that that actually tracked the bloody trail. So he's kind of telling this in first person to insert himself into the story.
Okay.
At first, the town guard refused to believe the implications and feared that the chopper had come to poor Jarvis Soot as his 26th victim. Yet, what the guards found in the modest home atop the isle in the larger complex of rooms that had been carved into the bedrock below left no room for doubt. Jarvis, Soot, and the chopper were the same, and the eyes and tongues of all 25 victims were found in a horrific altar to the avian demon lord of winged creatures and temptation, whose name none dared speak aloud. Soot himself was found dead at the base of the altar, having plucked his own eyes and tongue loose for a final offering. The guards collapsed the entrance to the chambers, burned Soot's house, tore down the stairs, and did their best to forget. Soot himself was burned on the beach in a pyre, his ashes then blessed and scattered in an attempt to stave off any unholy return of his evil spirit from beyond the grave. And in the months following, Sandpoint did his best to forget the terror, although even today, children who remember the dark times only a few years ago sometimes wake with a nightmare vision of the chopper hiding underneath their beds.
What year was this?
What year are you currently in?
No, well, both that and the year you said in the story.
So the year of the story, right? So that the end of the story happened in 4702. He made his intentions clear to build on the island in 4687. And you have heard rumor of the chopper's ghost. The guard goes on to talk about how there's fishermen who swear that they've seen a red seagull-like creature appearing just before the events of bad lucks, and they call it the soot bird, and say that it is possessed by Soot himself.
Interesting.
I'm sure I'm missing a ton of shit. Oh.
It was 4687 he built on the island.
4687 is when he made his intentions clear to build on the island. Yes. And so it happened probably that year.
Gotta love shared notes.
You love shurikens?
No, shared
Yes,
notes.
we love
I
shurikens.
mean, I love shurikens, but probably not in this context.
Right.
He's
I was
watching
like,
me
that's-
edit the notes.
I'm like, are you just reading the player's manual while I'm telling the lore? And
No.
he's like, oh, shurikens are the greatest, aren't they? So let's see. He will also suggest that you take a stroll by the Turindarak River, which is the river that runs on the east side of Sandpoint, to the Two Night Brewery, which is the supplier of most of the mead, ale, and rum consumed in Sandpoint. He'll tell you about the brothers Wade and Gavin Deravin, who also happen to be the cousins of the mayor, and how they founded the brewery during the founding of the town. Sadly, Wade was one of the Chopper's victims during the late unpleasantness of 4702.
Okay.
He goes on to talk about how his poor brother Gavin hasn't yet fully recovered from the tragedy, and that his spirits have never tasted the same since. And he tells you that apparently the brewery kind of points out a place in the foundation that's clearly damaged. And he says that was damage that happened during the failed giant invasion of 4707. And Gavin was briefly abducted during that time as well. No further details are forthcoming.
Oh.
You said that was 4707 of the giant.
4707 was the failed giant invasion, yes.
Okay. Sorry.
God, I hope we're not past. I gotta actually figure out what year we're in before I give you guys like future information here. Apparently, there's going to be a failed giant invasion in 6 months.
What year is it?
I will tell you here. Actually, it's one of the handouts. 1 second. I don't know if you guys have. Journal? Yeah, journal. Backstory. 5 years ago.
So Gavin's Camden's brother, right?
Okay, so it looks like it's 4712. Based on this paragraph that I'm reading here, that you can't know anything about.
We should start a timeline in the notes.
You definitely should do that.
By year.
Okay, so do you have any other dates at this point, or can I give you some?
So the only dates that we have now is the current year, the giant invasion.
Do you have the current year?
You just said 4712.
I'm not entirely sure on that. Give me just 1 second. Let me make sure.
I think Rose also has a date with the guard guy.
But
what if we put it in this O column over here?
Give me just a second. I gotta get my book. 1 sec.
Yeah, just call it timeline.
Oh, I do like timelines.
Okay, so there was 4687. Okay, there's 4687. There was 4702. There was 4707. And oh, that's interesting. If it is 4712, then the church burned down the same year as the giant invasion.
Interesting. It's a pretty shit year then.
Real shit year.
Okay. So it does say 5 years ago here as well. So I'm gonna guess that it's 4712.
Yeah, it was just a real shit year.
4707 was the real shit year. Yes.
Yeah, giant invasion and the church burned down.
Did you say Jarvis
Is,
killed 26
is that when
people?
the church burned down?
25.
Said 5 years.
Said 5
so-
years ago, so that lines
Which
up.
was
Yeah,
in
so it would seem like that would be
4707?
the
That was
same.
a
I mean,
really shitty year.
the people do refer to it as the the late unpleasantness. So that's apparent. Yes, the late unpleasantness of. Well, no, that says a 4702. That's a 4702, so that's different than 47. Was it 4707? Is that the?
Yeah, 4707 was the failed giant invasion, and that was 5 years ago. So that was also around the time the church burned down.
Seems like there's a bad year every 5 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, you cursed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Knock on
I
wood.
think we should get out of town.
Yeah, Rose is going to sweetly say, "Sorry, you're fucked," and then we're out. And then yeah, we're gonna skedaddle.
Uh. Sorry, I'm just. Right. Okay. $370. Hold on.